Welcome back to our journey to 2000 ELO. We're rated 777, it's a lucky number, so they say, and our opponent is rated 789. Okay, we're gonna play the London system. Okay, he's pushing his pawns. I don't like when people push their pawns like that. I've had bad experiences when the people push their pawns too much, but he seems to be pushing his pawns a little too much. Maybe if he's looking at some weird stuff here, but we're just going to keep developing like normal. We shouldn't have spent 30 seconds on it. We should not have spent 30 seconds to get 3 pieces out. So we're just going to keep developing as we know how. Our opponent is taking a lot of space. He's taking up a lot of space. Oh, do we have a checkmate idea here already? Well, let's kick the bishop. Actually, that's pretty good because then we don't have a pawn. Well, no, we have a knight defending. Okay, so we're just gonna... we'll take this. We'll take it with the knight. It's not where I'd like my knight. I'd like my knight here, but hey. We'll stop that pesky pawn. He's trying some crazy troll opening or something. I don't know. Push this pawn up. Yeah, he took... Okay, that works. I don't want double pawns, honestly. So we could just push this pawn up. And then we need to have something defending it. Maybe rook on the g-file. Uh-oh, we got his queen out. That's not good. Oh, no, we didn't. He could have taken our knight for free. I feel like we just let him have the pawn. What do we think here? Let's check if we defend this pawn. What can we do to save our pawn and our knight? I guess we can't do anything. We can do a forcing move, maybe. We could just take his knight, and then if he takes with the queen... I just don't want his queen out, but he's going to have to get his queen out either way, right? Our bishops are really nice, though. I want to keep our bishops if possible. I just don't want... We don't want to give him time, either. This is how we can save both. We push the pawn, and it attacks his knight. So now he can't take our knight, and he can't take our pawn. And his knight is under attack. But there is this problem. That is a problem. He's threatening this pawn, this pawn. Really just, oops, those two. Really just none of them, because, well, we can take back. So now we must move forward. We must think, what can we do to move forward? We could just take his knight with the queen. Get our queen more active. Our opponent is trading pieces. Or giving up pieces. Maybe we'll keep the bishop here. Not really much they can do. I mean, keep the rook here. I said bishop. What did we just lose? Oh, you would like to chat. He's laughing. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just take... We'll take with this pawn towards the center. Well, we have a good time. We're okay on time. What do we do in this situation? We don't want double pawns. We can always go back if we need to. Oh wait, yeah. For a second there, I thought we lost our defender to our pawn, but it's okay. We don't want to get too cocky and blunder any pieces. But now he has to defend his king. And so he loses his queen. Let's just take a pawn. Now I can get kind of cocky because I'm not worried. How can we deliver a quickest checkmate possible? Let's do check. Well, that was a good move, but queen's defended. And let's see. This is, yeah, checkmate. Okay. Actually didn't know that would be checkmate. Alright, I get the sense that they kind of laughed at their own mistake, but I like that. I appreciate that. They were having fun. That was fun for us. He made a lot of mistakes, I would say. But I've made those mistakes too in games before. So we had... wow, they only made one blunder. We played as a 1450. We need to be playing as a 2000 rated player every game. Or more. Let's go ahead and start the review. London system. Interesting that when the opponent does something totally off the wall that does nothing to attack or take the center, it wants us to take the center with both pawns. And then perhaps after that we just defend with both knights. It actually likes this move. It's like, yeah, this is good. One of the best moves. Wow. Permitted him to kick a bishop. Oh, yeah. Okay, because then he can just go out there and take more center. Yeah, I see how that was a bad move on my part. Then he develops while I spend 2 moves to just put my bishop in one spot where it's going to end up anyways. This was, yeah, easy. Yeah, he was just letting them go. Letting his pieces go. Interesting, that was the best move. I thought that was fine. Wow, I can't believe moving a pawn up right there, it did that. Like, you still have an advantage, but no longer have a winning position. Why not? I mean, I thought about taking with my queen, but I can't because it's rook, so... Okay. My issue with taking this is that he could have just got his rook out, and then he's looking at my knight. I always try to... You know, lately I noticed moves that... Like, okay, does this encourage his queen to come out? Or does this encourage his rook to come out? Those are 2 very powerful pieces So I try not to, you know, oh, get his rook so close. You know, I try to be like, because then look at this. He's generally, you'd think he's in a pretty good position. Just a rook and a queen right up front, you know, putting the king in check. Of course, we have, you know, knight takes, but then his rook takes. Still, it's just, I don't want his rook so close. If I would have took, he could have pulled his rook out. Wait, what? Oh, wow. I could have... Okay, so yeah, I understand why mine was a mess up, because he could have just taken my knight with his queen and got his queen out. So I did what I was trying not to do. But this would have been a good move, because I'm attacking his queen and his rook, and if he takes with this queen, it's gone. I take it with the knights. So that's good. But I took and he didn't see it. And then I found the best move, luckily, which blocks and attacks and evades. Glad I found the best move there. I think our opponent here has not yet learned the values of pieces. And a rook is worth 5 points. A knight is worth 3. Bishop is worth 3. Pawn is worth 1. Queen is worth 9. King is the entire game. You lose the game if you lose him. So a king is said to be infinite. Infinite points. What? That's crazy. You're telling me we should not... We had a checkmate. That's crazy. So they're saying... Okay, I see it. That's actually not that crazy if you look at it. So I go here. Wow, mate in 10. So at this point, he allows a checkmate in 10. After he pulls his queen out, that's mate in 4. And then it's mate in 11. Wow. So let's look at that. So we go here. What if he just took at that point? It's still mate in 2. Okay. Well, how? Because, let's see. Ah, that's how. Dang. So we would have to think of both of these. We'd have to go here, and then it's like, okay, if he just takes this, we go here, he goes there, we checkmate. But if he takes with this, we go here anyways, then he has to move, and then we checkmate. Wow. Yeah, and I should have been thinking about checkmate earlier, but I just took that piece. Yeah, and I didn't realize that would be checkmate that quickly. I was thinking, put him in check, and then I'll figure out, like, next move how to do checkmate. But I didn't notice that was checkmate. But that's good. All worked out. What's our worst move? Our miss? Is that it? Yeah, it's our miss. Inaccuracies. Yeah, I can see how that's an inaccuracy. It allows him to kick our bishop. We should just put our pawn up to not allow him to put, go further. That would be annoying. Not too much. Our new rating is 798. We're almost back into the 800 ratings.